12:02 on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you very much for being here today. Dusty and Tommy with you. This time next week, we will be at the Beaumont Boston Pizza for a little oil stream at lunch, which should be a lot of fun. Of course, the oil stream is brought to you by Boston Pizza, where all locations, it is Pasta Tuesday for the entire month of January. No shortage of things to dive into today. Klingberg is on the ice for the first time with the Oilers. He will speak after. If you are watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us and sub to the channel if you haven't already. And of course, you can text us anytime at 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Quite the weekend for...
Was it ever?
From when we wrapped up Oil Stream Friday, now we've got this hearing for McDavid today. Mm-hmm. Bouchard takes a stick to the chops from Tyler Myers. Hey, how was the alumni curling bond spiel?
Bond spiel was great. I'll tell you what, we're gonna have a great time at the fun spiel.
Yeah,
Gavin, Angela, everybody over at Shamrock is fantastic, and actually, my team Between the Sheets, has asked for late entry into the fun spiel.
I don't like their chances.
I don't like their chances. I did tell them, but
Did
anyway,
you say it was sold out?
Yeah, it sold out very quickly. Anyway, great time. We had a lot of we had Chris Joseph hop on. Obviously, Gager, Belzy with Cass. Great to have Cass back. Cass was a busy boy last week, and then Ben Scrivens. We had a great breakdown from Ben late in the post-game show.
I saw he was on a little bit later.
And he gave a great breakdown. He actually went into it about, I asked him about Dustin Schwartz, and I didn't use Schwartzy's name, but he's like, I'm just going to say it, Dustin Schwartz, because he worked with Dustin. And I think X-Ray J, who's been very anti-Dustin Schwartz in the Nasty Chat all season long, probably longer, I was like, I appreciate what Ben had to say.
Yeah.
Ben was great. And he also talked about that sequence at the end where Connor Garland tied up Connor McDavid, which led to McDavid cross-checking Garland in the chops, and it will lead to a subsequent suspension, obviously. But Ben said, I used to tell my guys, take a penalty. Just take a penalty in the last 25 seconds.
Yeah, we're going to have to reset. Yes.
I would say do it. I'll just make sure I can see the shot. I'll take care of that. Do whatever you need to do. Who cares? Take the penalty.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people say a smart move by Connor Garland. Like, even if you get called on a penalty, okay, they have to reset. There's not going to be much time left. There's a chance you can win the draw and just clear it right away anyway. And in that situation, he didn't even get called for the penalty. So then you're really winning outside of stick to the face for Connor McDavid after.
Yeah.
But
the dark arts, as Dave Jameson called it on the Hangout, and it truly is. And can you call him a rat and a little weasel and this and that? Yup, because he did it perfectly and was very effective in it. And guess what? It led to a victory. And if it was, you guys were talking about it today on the Nielsen show, if it was an Oiler who did that, all we would be talking about today, or a large chunk of it, would be, man, can you believe Matthias Janmark jumped on JT Miller, who was having a great game, and didn't let him get up and made it so inconvenient for Miller.
What a heads-up play.
That's why we love him and call him the janitor. It's just...
Well, that being said, I still would have said it should have been a penalty. Like, regardless of who was on it.
Yes, and Garland should have gotten a holding penalty, yeah, 100%. But the Oilers, they had nothing left in the tank in that third period. The sequence, the 3:22, where they let those 3 goals in.
Yeah.
That's demoralizing, and I kudos them and give them all the credit in the world for rallying and getting those 2 goals from Draisaitl, but they didn't have any juice left.
Yeah, there was nothing left in the tank after a wicked stretch of games in different time zones and different cities for more than 2 weeks. Yeah, not surprised that they kind of ran out of gas there at that point. Mark is in. Mark, you were in the crack pack break last night. A little break action.
Did you
last
sell
night.
it out?
Yeah. Excellent. They usually fill, and then we crack them and we send them out. Anyway, Mark says the league must be happy that McDavid will miss the matchup against Ovi. Refs needed to call a penalty a lot sooner, and then this may not have happened. And well, look, if they call that penalty, then it certainly doesn't happen. But even without them calling the penalty, doesn't justify McDavid cross-checking him in the head. You know what I mean? Oh, well, he was mad. Well,
yep. But he did something bad.
Yeah, he's mad. You cross him in the head, he'll deal with the suspension.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what I think. There's no way it's not going to be a suspension, is there?
Not with the hearing. And Connor didn't want to speak until the hearing was had
Makes
and
sense.
the announcement. So no Connor today. We should be hearing from John Klingberg, though, right away. They just got off the ice about 10, 15
Yeah,
minutes
we can we'll hopefully grab that Klingberg for you and have it here on the oil stream today. 780-218-9999. Penner's Pancake says, guys, safe to say it is now official. The Canucks are the current most heated rival. Hated? Did you say hated or heated?
Hated and
Both.
heated work.
I mean, both.
work. Sure. Yeah, and that's fine. They only play them one more time, unfortunately. And it's next week. Or this week.
This week. They play them on Thursday.
That's right. And that's it. That's the season series. They only play
Do you
them
think
3
any
times.
of this carries over?
100%.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay, so what do the Oilers do? They go after Connor Garland?
I don't think they, honestly.
I'm just curious, like, how does it play? I agree with you. I think there's probably a little bit of fire in this game, but what do you think happens?
I want to see a fight. I want to see guys who don't mix it up. No McDavid and maybe Myers is probably going to. If they get one game, I hope that they're back for this game on Thursday. I think, we could see a little bit extra jawing, but sadly, I mean, we hype it up, we talk about it, and we hope for something. Usually
doesn't always happen, yeah.
It doesn't pan out, which is too bad. But I think there's going to be some animosity that carries over. And yeah, was that Penner's Pancake said that? I think that they hate the Canucks. I think the Canucks hate the Oilers. And I love that. I think that's fantastic. There's something to the fan bases not liking each other.
Everybody hate everybody.
It's the exact opposite of what Jackie Moon always preached. ELE, it's EHE. It's everybody hate everybody. And that's good because 2 cities, 2 rivals, long time-honored tradition. I hope there is added fuel and juice on Thursday. But I also kind of get the sense that it'll just be like little whacks after the whistle and yapping and this and that. And nothing actually leads to anything. I could see Corey Perry getting in there. I would love to see Corey Perry rat it up, go after Connor Garland.
The doc is saying no, it's still Vegas as their most heated.
I think that's the
rival.
Best rivalry. That's how I would describe that one. I understand where the doc's coming from.
Pietrangelo lingers, it's
from 2 years ago.
It's still out there. That's still out there.
Yeah. That's a great rivalry. And the Oilers and Golden Knights are tied right now, exact same record. Edmonton has scored 4 less goals, or the goal differential's 4 less. The Oilers are crushing it lately. 8-2 in the last 10. Vegas has slipped. They're hitting that snag. I said they'd hit a snag. Let's see if this continues. They're 4-6. They've dropped 3 in a row. And the Oilers have, for the most part, taken advantage. And unfortunately, they couldn't do it on Saturday, but they're in a great spot. They really are.
They've been playing some pretty good hockey, especially in the final 40 minutes.
Yeah.
These 5 of the last 6 games. This is almost for a team that's as good as they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost hard to believe this stat, but we witnessed it. 5 of their last 6 games, they've fallen behind by at least 2.
Yeah.
In 3 of them, they've fallen behind 3-0. Now they've salvaged some of these with some very entertaining come-from-behind victories. But how much longer? Like if Washington gets up 3-0 tomorrow, which we say that's crazy. There's no way, but it's happened 5 of the last 6 games.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how much longer can this go on before you start to say, wait a second, what the hell is happening here?
Well, we should be saying, wait a second, what the hell is happening here right now? I think that's something that's being addressed by the Oilers, and give them a little bit of leeway, not a ton, but we just outlined how the travels over these last 8 games, and maybe that affects it. I'll give some credence to that. But this is an issue mid-season, in the doldrums and the dog days of the season, the darkest days, literally with the least amount of light here in Edmonton, where it's kind of crept into the game, and it's something that needs to be ironed out. So work on it. Be focused on good starts. And I think before that, their starts were generally pretty good. So this is something that has popped up and needs to be handled very promptly, and I think they're capable of doing it. Let's see if they can do that tomorrow against Washington. But yeah, Dusty, I brought it up, I think, last week, and I said, are we concerned about this? And it was after 2 games, and I floated it to Cass on the pregame show, and he said, no, too early, not a thing. I said, okay, let's see how it plays out. Guess what? The Oilers go and they have 3 more crappy first periods where they're digging themselves out. To their credit, they did it, which is fantastic, but it has to stop. It really does. Can't have any more of this.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Lots of text messages on obviously the number one topic of conversation, and that's cross-check fest on Saturday night. We'll get to Myers on Bouchard here in a second. Surveyor Bredesen says, guys, I didn't watch, so genuine question. Even if a delayed call for holding was incoming, would Vancouver have gotten possession of the puck to stop play? I feel like the cross-check probably would have happened anyway. Or do you think McDavid would have seen an arm come up?
I think he would have. I'd have to watch the sequence
was
again,
kind of
but
the
I
heat
feel
of the
like
moment,
he was
but
looking at the ref too. Turned around and he looked to see if there was a call, and then got up and cross-checked Garland. If I'm not mistaken, I'll pull it up.
Pull
right
up
now.
and look. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I don't have a hot take on that one way or the other.
I think Connor is generally smarter than that. Okay, he's looking at the ref. Garland's on top of him. Looking at the ref, then the cross-check.
All right. So if the arm would have come up,
yeah.
I mean,
He took a couple of looks. I think he
the
looked
whistle
at both
wouldn't have
refs.
blown before the cross-check, but if the arm came up, I wonder if he goes, okay, no cross-check. Let's just get back to business.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Maybe.
he was looking.
He was pretty fired up, though.
I don't blame him. Derrick Ryan clears, by the way. Not a surprise. I know Eric Francis.
Let's do that right now.
Yeah, Eric Francis floated it out there. He thought maybe the Flames, who need a right shot defenseman. Pat Steinberg was on Hello Hockey on Saturday, and he goes, the Flames are looking for a right shot centerman. I said defenseman. I apologize. Right shot centerman. I said, hey, I know a great one. Played at the University of Alberta Golden Bear. Was a Flame at one point, a Hurricane, then an Oiler. Available.
Yeah.
Patty Steinberg did not like that idea.
Didn't like it, eh?
Weird, right?
But Francis floated around to see if maybe they would.
Well, he was just curious.
Yeah. Anyway, Derrick Ryan does clear waivers. That is your Popeyes spicy headlines. Derrick Ryan clears waivers today. Josh Brown was loaned to Baco as well. Popeye Spicy Headlines brought to you by Popeyes. They have that new value menu, $4 value menu items. And the plan is a few of those to roll in here Wednesday for lunch. So we'll take a few of those bad boys for a run middle of the week this week. That should be a lot of fun. But if you're looking for bite to eat for lunch, maybe we suggest you can look value menu items, or just go get yourself one of the classic Popeyes chicken sandwiches. You simply cannot go wrong. How much does Derrick Ryan still factor into this team the rest of the way? It's cleared waivers. We said you might see Philp for I don't think, have they seen enough of Philp in the small time right now that they're like, that's it, he's the guy moving forward. And if they are, I think that was kind of just always been the plan all along, and they're just sort of executing it now.
The plan is being executed. We kind of figured, there would be a transition here. Philp will get another look, and then the phase out of Derrick Ryan. I think I talked about it like a week or two ago. Anyway, regardless, I think it has happened. The indicator after that Chicago game was Ryan had a bad shift in the second period, and I think he only saw the ice a couple of times after that. But we saw like a steady dose of Draisaitl taking shifts between his wingers in that game, and then I think he took a D-zone face-off, strong side, if I recall, late in the Chicago game. But outside of that, he was staple to the bench. I think minimal Derrick Ryan, unless there's an injury with the Oilers the rest of the year. Noah Philp, the door has been open for him. Better skating ability. His face-offs probably, you're going to want some consistency there. He's had some really effective shifts with Perry and even Skinner. And I think that there's enough to entice you to the point where you can say, thank you, Derrick Ryan. Appreciate your services. Maybe we'll see you again down the road. I think this is Philp's job for the time being, and they'll test him out, and then they'll have to determine whether or not they get another depth forward centerman if they can at the deadline, on top of getting that blue liner, which I still think is target number one, even though we're hearing that, it can change. Pagnotta talked about it on Hello Hockey. He says this Klingberg experiment gives them an opportunity to reassess, and then maybe they can shift their view on what they need on the back end at the deadline, or it'll probably just... To me, I still think they need a really good, solid D-man to be someone who can really play with Darnell Nurse. And I know you and Shaggy were talking about it on the mandate.
Yeah, Shaggy's trying to spin it that they just want him. They need. That's a good spot for a puck mover.
Yeah, more of the same of what they got and what's working for them. And I know Shaggy talked to Bowman about that. I don't like that rationale. This is just me personally with this team. I don't like saying, oh, let's have more just puck moving, and then forget the fact that, like you said, he was minus 85 over his last 4 seasons. I can't overlook that. I'm sorry.
Pretty big number.
You need better defense men who defend. This is the area of the game the Oilers struggle in, is defending their own zone, staying smart and sharp with the details in their own zone. They still get caught at times making poor decisions, overcommitting to one guy, leaving a guy open in front of it. They need a guy who is really good in his own zone to defend well. I don't care.
I think what Shaggy was saying is that once they get the puck, they can move it up quickly.
That's great, but you got to get it.
But I worry about the ability to get it.
I understand everything Shaggy's. I understand the rationale, and I know where that conversation's coming from. I fully comprehend that. I'm not saying anything against what Shaggy brought up because he's passing on information. But if the Edmonton Oilers and the Brass are saying, "Oh no, we'll get the puck and we can even move it out better because we have a better puck moving guy." Yep, you do, in theory. But how about those times that guy needs to defend? And how about those times whoever that guy's paired up with, if he struggles and makes a mistake, is that the guy you brought in going to be able to back him up? No. The answer is no, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's an ideal fit. I think there's
But like if Bowman is telling Shaggy in a conversation that we want more of this ability to move the puck.
What helps you do what you're already good at, basically.
Yeah.
More of what you've
Yeah. No, I want ice cream and caramel on top. Yep, that's great. It enhances it. But guess what? You still need the ingredients to give you the ice cream. That's a shitty analogy, but you need a defenseman who can actually defend. This is still the area of concern for the team. We'll see if that addresses it. Great that Klingberg's here. Let's see if he can play well and amalgamate well. And I think he is better than Stetcher. I think he is probably better, obviously, than Josh Brown. Let's see Emerson continue to grow, but I still think you need a stud D-man who can defend.
780-218-9999, 780-218-9999 is where you can get in. There's lots of you watching over on YouTube today. Hammer the thumbs up for us over there as well, and tell your friends about Edmonton Sports Talk. You can listen to the oil stream on TuneIn or iHeart or at edmontonsportstalk.com live, just where you find all the other radio stations online. You can watch us on YouTube, and of course you can dive into the podcasts after the fact as well. I do want to get to this one from Edward. It says, Dusty, your water bottle is obstructing the D in studio. And you're right. The last thing I want to do is block the D for someone. So let's just get rid of that right now. Thank you very much, Edward.
That's that old term. Don't be a D blocker.
Yeah, that's what my water bottle. How dare you, water bottle?
Yeah.
All right. What about well, go ahead, Tommy.
Darren in the nasty chat, Darren Emerson said, but Bouchard is terrible at defending. Yeah, he has been this year. Darren's right.
Now, I did bring that up with Rashog this morning on the Monday morning Got Your Back mandate on the Nielsen show, because he said, well, what type of defense you want? I said, well, look, and he made the case for Klingberg moving the puck, and I said, okay, but then you get the playoffs and you're protecting the lead and you're throwing Emerson out there.
Yeah.
And he said, well, no, Bouchard did that very well last year.
He did
in the playoffs.
Do that very well last year.
In the playoffs. Exactly. So now,
and the year before.
He did it well in the playoffs a couple of times, or he's not doing it overly well this year. So is there a bump up in the playoffs again, and you're throwing Bouchard out there in the final minute of a playoff game like the last couple of years? Are you? Well, I mean, I'll ask you if you're watching or listening right now. With the way Bouchard has defended at times this year, are you confident in him being on the ice with Ekholm with a minute left in a series clinching game?
No.
Even with that, he's done it in the past.
The fact that he's done it in the past means he's capable. But the body of work this year and where he's at right now with how he's playing in his own zone in general, no. That's why Emerson's out there. That's why Kulak is sliding over to the right side in the last minute and a half or so. I think the answer right now is no. Can he? Yeah.
He has, yes.
He has. but he needs to I think put together a bunch of weeks of solid D zone play, showing us Bouchard from the stretch in playoffs last year, showing us Bouchard from the stretch in the playoffs the year prior, showing us Bouchard from the stretch and the playoffs 2 years ago or 3 years ago. If he can build that trust and show that he's, that guy again, then yeah. But as of now, from what he's done this season, I think the answer is no.
I got to get to this one from James because James, I love you, but James says, are we 100% sure Bouchard is here for the playoffs? Now, was it James or was it JCD that was like, are they bringing in Klingberg to replace Bouchard? Just in case he was on. Bouchard will be here come playoff time.
Yes.
I would be stunned. I would be stunned if he was not. In fact, I would eat that entire jar of pickled herring if Bouchard was not a member of the Edmonton Oilers after the trade deadline.
Gross, but okay.
Can you imagine that? That would be the all-time backfire for me. Oilers trade Bouchard. No! I'd probably just disappear. I'd probably go off the face of the earth. That would be the end of it.
Nasty.
All right, lots of text messages rolling in here. Keep them coming. 780-218-9999. Let's try to get into a few of these as well. But James, thanks for the text. It just seems like a very, very, very crazy suggestion.
Tony from BP is all over the trade Bouchard thing.
Is he?
Yeah, he's on that train.
God,
I think he's
good
the
thing
conductor.
he throws a great party.
Yeah, he does.
This is in from Paul. I would imagine Wes McCauley and Chris Lee got some splaining to do on the lack of game management. Wes McCauley's been a top ref in the league and keeps missing out on conference finals and cup finals because of bleep games like this. Not justifying what McDavid did, but it could have been avoided by reffing. In my opinion, as an Oilers fan, a fine and a suspension is worth it. It sends a message to the league that he's not going to take any more bleep. If you want to F around, you're going to eat lumber. Mm-hmm. Not much defending Myers. That was boneheaded at best. Bouchard's hands were down and just skated towards Myers. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah.
We had a fun bit today on what did Bouchard say to Myers to get cross-checked in the face.
I heard a bunch of it.
That was pretty good.
Thoroughly enjoyed
Collingwood Rob says, guys, the best part of the no call in Garland is that the refs McCauley and Lee have hit the NHL office radar and cannot ignore making those types of calls if they expect to go far in the postseason. McCauley thinks he is the show. That's in from Collingwood Rob.
Yeah, he's got that flair to him. I think that shtick is grown tired, but it's just my opinion.
There is one thing. When I
point.
tune into a hockey game, I do tune into it for the official to do something entertaining.
Yeah. You are a special breed.
Drop the puck, blow the whistle.
Yeah.
Drop the puck, blow the whistle.
Yeah.
How hard is it to do?
I don't.
Call the rule book. Watch the play. Like, there's no way these officials saw what was going on with Garland and McDavid. And was like, or that they didn't see it. Of course they saw it. It was smack dab in the middle of the bloody zone. Of course they saw it. They saw it and didn't think that that was a penalty. I mean, the whole led to a cross-check, blah, blah, blah. That's fine. The issue here is that two officials saw what was happening in the high slot and just decided that's not going to be a penalty. And you know why? Because in the National Hockey League, the final 20 to 30 seconds, it's a wild, wild west. You can do whatever you want because you're trying to win a game. So, it's bullshit. NHL officiating always has been. It will continue to be. Yeah. We shouldn't be surprised by this.
The bar is
awful.
set quite low.
It's awful. And the
NHL.
NFL this weekend was awful. And the CFL has bad. All these leagues have horrible officiating, but I'm not sure anything's worse than the National Hockey League. I'm really not.
Valid. The NBA with the scandals for a little time there, but now the NBA has kind of cleaned up its act from what I understand and can see. The NHL officiating, you can go, it's not just an Oiler issue. I know the Oiler fans are like, they're always against the Oilers. No. The NHL officials are awful across the board every single night. Every team, all 32, deal with generally poor officiating. Refs have been spooked for a long time. They're second guessed. They second guess themselves. We see them freak out and make the wrong calls. We see them miss calls like we're outlining right now. To me, where it all really hit its peak was that St. Louis San Jose series. I think it was where the glove, the hand pass. Remember that? And the goal.
I do remember.
I think it was like a series clincher.
I do remember it. That was
or was it Dallas? But I think it was 2019. 2018, somewhere around there. That was when I was like, oh my God, they screwed that call up so bad. And they literally skated off the ice first because they knew they had just effed it up so badly. And I thought they were spooked, and they've been spooked ever since. It was like 5 or 6 years ago now.
St. Louis, San Jose.
Yeah.
Just over 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Infamous hand pass. St. Louis would fire off 3 straight wins and outscore San Jose 12-2 to close out the series.
That's right. And I remember I was just like, that is the epitome of how poor the officiating in the NHL is. And it's stayed at that level.
But they also sometimes go 2 minutes for roughing. You know, like, woo! Just announce the penalty and move on, bro.
Well, and I've had like great conversations with players. I get so upset about, and I've said it on this show, I've said it on other shows, I get mad when the linesmen don't drop the puck and they have these conversations. Shut up. Drop the puck.
Sorry, Surveyor Brett.
Sorry, Brett.
Surveyor Brett's a men's league ref. I know he's probably just sitting here like
flying, you know what, about who is reffing these games. 2 minutes for judging. Okay, great, Wes. They gave you a microphone. That's probably a mistake. There's some other guys, like when they turn the mic on, don't even come and talk to me.
Yeah.
It's just shut up and call the game. Shut up and drop the puck. Do your job instead of worrying about the accoutrement.
Spency 5 cents, he says, it's a fast game and officials have a tough job to do.
I believe it.
But there is room for improvement, as my teachers told me. Well, and that's it. That's the thing. Like, do your job well. We don't need the extracurricular. You're not a part of the show. You're there to allow everybody else to be the entertainment. Nobody has ever asked for more from an official.
I remember having
outside of just doing your job.
It was Jujhar Khaira, Riley Shan, and a couple other players, and we were talking about refs and officials. These guys aren't in the league anymore, so I'm going to just say who I was talking to. This was the best conversation about the officials I ever had. They told me that if you didn't call them by their first name, they would be offended. They told me that if you weren't buddy-buddy with them, they would be offended. They told me that they always wanted to talk to you on face-offs. It was a negotiation. It was this. It was that. And I was like, no, that is beyond BS. That is so stupid. And all the guys were like, we know, but that's how it is with these guys. And that was right around the time the Toronto Maple Leafs were literally printing out headshots with the names underneath of that game's officials so that they could take advantage or use that as leverage. Hey, Dave, how was your trip into Edmonton?
How are the families? Drop the puck, dude.
Yeah, hey, can you drop the puck, please? I would like to play this game. But I just remember having that conversation. I'm like, they get offended? They're like, oh, yeah. And if you get into it, like, listen, I respect and I understand refs need to stand their ground to a certain extent, but apparently they go over the line too. And I could see that. And you hear it sometimes on the mic'd up segments, and you're just like, if I was playing in that game and that ref was talking to me like that, I'd be like, well, don't talk to me like you're a player. You're the ref. You're supposed to be authority. I go to you if I have to talk about something that happened in the game. You're supposed to dish out the punishment. You make sure it flows properly. I'm not here to be your friend.
Surveyor Brett says, guys, also 1,200 beer league games, no centers ever kicked out.
That's why Surveyor
shout
Brett's
out you,
the
Surveyor
best
Brett.
of the best.
Can you imagine somebody throwing out rec league centers and draws? I can't even imagine a world where that's a thing.
It's ridiculous. When they try, I'll just cap it with this. When they had the mics on the refs, I don't know what tournaments it was. Maybe it was World Juniors, and they would like have them say something before the face-off of a game.
Yeah.
All right, boys, let's have a great game. Good luck to you. Shut up. No, why?
I think it was said one time, and then everybody, like, it went viral, so then
they kept
the next
doing
guy,
it.
they
Like,
kept
no,
doing
it's
it.
stupid. Let's go. You ready? Ready? Yeah. Game on. Let's go.
Yeah, if you want to talk, become a broadcaster.
Anyway.
And I guess if we want to officiate, we can become officials.
No, I wouldn't want to do that to myself. And I admire all the kids that go into officiating in any sport because it's not easy. They need officials. The NHL, hockey in general, is starting to ask former pros like ECHL, AHL guys if they want to get into officiating because better respect level with current players,
Former
understanding
players?
the game.
Yeah.
We need officials.
That would be interesting.
It is. It is
a bunch
a thing.
more of those guys in there.
And I get that. And I know I dump on refs all the time. I'm not particularly nice to them. Never was. But you need them. They are essential to the game. I just wish they weren't so cheesy.
Jamie with an interesting comment over on the Nasty Chat. If they want to be a part of the game, then they should have to do interviews after the game, like the players.
Yeah, we had a great conversation about that on the Hangout. The league doesn't.
What was the consensus?
We would love to see it too, especially for certain situations like what happened in the dying seconds of the game on Saturday between the Oilers and the Canucks. The only time, Dusty, I can recall the media talking to a ref from a game in my 17 seasons covering the Oilers was like 08, 09. Mick Magoo was just finishing up. He was about to retire. Something happened in the game. The media all came together and were like, we need to hear from the ref about this. We need clarification. And Jim Matheson was the pool reporter.
He went in, the pool report. I remember this.
And they were like, Maddie, can you please, I don't know if you had to email the league or get special a special allowance to talk to him, but he got like 5 minutes with Mick Magoo. Mick Magoo did the interview, and then Maddie provided the quotes to all of the media, and you could take it for what you want. You could use it however you wanted. That was the last time I recall that happening here in Edmonton. And I've basically been at every Oilers home game in the last 17 years covering.
Duck Dad says, does Tommy hate cooking his own meals or refs more?
Refs.
And why is it refs?
I can cook. Like I'm just very
the other day. You just
that.
like going out all the time.
It's too easy for me.
Yeah.
It's just
right downtown with so many things.
I have a grocery store, and also like Joaquin put an old picture up of my fridge.
Yeah.
And like someone had to guess
on your fridge.
Of my fridge. He opened it up one day.
It's completely empty?
Yeah, it was like beers, eggs, and bread, like barely any bread. I go grocery shopping and I do fill my fridge. He caught me at a time, I think it was right before Christmas, where I wasn't really at home much. Anyway, refs are definitely what I dislike more.
As a guy who eats out, Tommy, I'm going to ask you this. I have not told Marshall this yet, but I went on Fans First last night and got tickets to go see Alexander Ovechkin play tomorrow night.
That's going to be awesome.
So Marshall and I will be in the lower bowl. I don't think he's been to a game since seeing Ovi like when he was 6. He's 9 now. It's going to be a bit of a buzzkill because McDavid's going to be suspended, which totally sucks for kids. If that's your one game, like that's your. After I got the tickets, I was like, damn it, McDavid's going to be out, but we're going to see Ovi. Like but I haven't told him yet. I'm going to tell him after school today, so he'll be pretty excited. But I'm going to plan on me and him will go downtown and have like a little daddy son supper somewhere.
Heck yeah.
Any suggestions?
Lots of suggestions. I
can't take him to Kelly's, Tommy.
No, I'm not taking. That's when he's older.
He's 9 years away from Kelly's.
That's when he's ready for daddy drinks. But that will be a great night. Yeah, exactly.
That'll be a great night.
Okay,
first of all, Boston Pizza is on the short list.
BP
right there across the street. It's easy. I know he loves Boston Pizza.
Kid friendly. Stay inside if it's cold, but it should be nice.
I think the kids had Boston Pizza Friday.
Yeah.
So don't necessarily want to go 2 Boston Pizzas in 4 days, but.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
If you want, you can go to the Ice House. It's kid friendly
during
the day.
Yeah.
Then there's Joey if you want to step it up a little bit.
Are kids allowed in there?
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be nice. Marshall and I at Joey.
Get fancy boys.
When Marshall put on something fancy, we're going to Joey.
Yeah, exactly. Comb your hair, sir. Where else would be great? Where you don't have to walk around too much. I don't take him to Sabor or.
But I know there's some places down there I don't really want to take a 9-year-old.
Yeah, I don't think his palate is that refined.
Yeah.
There's the, what's it called? Spaghetti Factory is right by my building. I've never been to it. It's literally attached to my place.
Spaghetti Factory would be good.
Yeah, but I should just go.
Is that attached to your building? It's right there?
It's right beside it.
I think he's been to Spaghetti Factory one time in his life. He might like that.
There's a lot of options.
Yeah.
There really is. And especially if it is cold and you don't want to walk around too much.
Well, it's supposed to warm up, but it's not warm. It's supposed to warm up today, but it's so cold as hell out.
Pretty damn cold. But anyway, lots of
good suggestions. Sure. We're probably going to end up at Boston Pizza.
BP is great.
Every day, if it's past the Tuesday, it's right across from the rink. I mean, that's probably where we're going to end up
I
going.
went back-to-back Pasta Tuesday, Thursday,
You
Friday.
did. The only thing I can think of is that Marshall's always sad because, like, if his sister gets left out of stuff, and I know when I tell him we're going to the game, he's going to be like, are Muzz and Mummy coming? But Tam didn't want to keep Elizabeth out till like 10:30 at night, so it's just the two of us. But he probably won't let us go to Boston Pizza because that's Elizabeth's favorite place on the planet. So
Go to Joey.
Yeah, so maybe we go to Joey.
Go see Taylor, my favorite bartender. She's fantastic.
You know everybody.
Yeah.
You are something else. I'll say that. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999.
Our other intrepid reporter, because we have many of them here, Reed Wilkins down at the rink, just sent me a text, said Chris Knobloch says there's no exact timeline for John Klingberg, but at least a week until he plays.
All right, so at least a week. All right, I mean, that should be expected. Probably need a week to be around the team and get up to speed. Let's take a look at their sched and see where this might actually fit in. Capitals tonight. Man, this is a good week for us. Capitals tonight and then the Canucks on Thursday. Mm-hmm. That's just going to be great from a lots to talk about perspective.
Oh, yes.
So Sabres, at least a week would be maybe Seattle Monday.
Yeah.
But then you get 2 more days in between that. So maybe we're looking at Detroit next Thursday. Hey? Mm-hmm. That would be 10 days from now.
I'd say that Seattle is within the realm of possibility. That's a week from today. Depending on how he progresses, injuries, if there are any, knock on wood, Oilers fans, how the team's performing. They get a couple of wins here. Get back on a nice little winning streak if they have a 2-gamer or 3-gamer going. This Capitals game is going to be super tough tomorrow. Yeah. So Seattle or Detroit next week. John Klingberg, Edmonton Oiler. I think he's wearing 36.
36,
yes.
I think we saw. Famous other, let's find a list of, wait, Tommy, don't look it up. I want to see.
Of Oilers that
Oilers who wore 36.
I want to say it was like Philip Larson.
Well, by the way, Branko was in the chat asking if the Magoo one, was that the hand pass, the Horkoff thing? Is that what that was from?
It might have. I don't remember.
For some reason,
the
I feel like that caused
incident.
a major issue.
Yeah.
All right, let's find. Reed Wilkins would love this game. 17 players have worn 36. Who's the most recent?
Most recent number 36 for the Oilers would have been.
You're going to hate
Didn't
it.
Drake Caggiula wear 36?
Drake Caggiula wore 36 in 2017. 3 players have worn 36 since then.
Since Brandon Mann, no, he wore 23. Johan Ovitu was 81. Gaetan Haas was what?
Gaetan Haas was 81.
And Ovitu was also.
Was Gaetan Haas 80? I thought he was 81. I remember that from the United. Oh, no. Taylor Fadoon was 81.
Okay.
What was Gaetan Haas? 83? No.
Gaetan Haas, 90 something?
What was Gaetan Haas's number, boys? 91.
91. Okay.
Magnus Piarvi's old 91, which
Who
also
else
was
wore
worn by Drake
36?
Caggiula.
Jack Campbell?
Jack Campbell. All right, before Jack Campbell, Swedish defenseman.
Oh, boy. God. Swedish defenseman. Couldn't have been here for very long.
No, I don't even know how many games he played. I remember I got his young gun at some point, though, I think. Joel Pearson. Remember him?
Barely.
Nope. This guy, 2018, I made a goal song for him, but we never got to play it.
Brian Strom.
No, we got to play that one briefly. Oh, no, not
Strom
Toby
wore
Reader.
18.
I did play this goal song a little bit, sorry.
He didn't score then.
No, this guy's, no, I made a song for Toby Reader. He never scored.
Okay.
I also made a song for this guy, didn't score much.
Tell me. Just
UC Jokin. Hey,
Oh,
Trev.
right.
There we go. And then Drake
was a good
Caggiula.
guy.
Before that, Philip Larson. Others to have worn 36. First ever, Selmer Odeline. Norm McIver wore 36. Todd Marchant had 36 on at some point in 94. Horkoff in 2001.
Yep.
Jared Stoll, 2003, 2004.
Wow.
Mark Pouliot, 06. So there you go. Some other guys that have worn Klingberg's 36. So hopefully they work that in.
Harrison. Remember, people thought he was going to be good.
No,
I do.
I don't.
There's always this like, well,
Why would
they
anybody
found
have thought
another one out of Sweden.
Hey, well, that's what we're
He's
saying right now.
28 years old. He can play.
Dude, how many games did that guy even play? That must have been some dark
15?
times.
That's when they were
You're setting the over-under at 15?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Joel Pearson.
13. Close, Tommy.
Thank you.
Close. He's back where he was before.
Shocking.
Was it Vaxo?
Yeah. I think it's got a different pronunciation.
Got a
it looks like
pronunciation.
Vaxio, but
Vio? Vax-Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Man, this guy's almost had 40 points in 4 straight years. Bring him back.
Get him back here. He's
Bring him
ready.
back. He was tiny, was he not? He looked tiny. Yeah, 5'11". He was a little boy. All right, let's get to keep it or clip it for Tommy Guns. Trev, you want to throw that up there? And find that Tommy Guns in there. There we go. Let's get to keep it or clip it for Tommy Guns. Tommy Guns Original Barbershop. We believe a great haircut is more than just a quick in and out. It's about the whole experience. That's why they follow the code. What is this? The NHL in the 90s? A commitment to deliver the best barbershop experience every time you visit. From check-in to the finishing touch, every step is crafted with care. No appointments needed. Just walk in, relax, and they will take it from there. I'm kind of growing the hair out right now with no CFL action. And I'm going to try to make it as difficult as I possibly can for the fine folks when we roll in at Tommy Guns.
I got a haircut today.
You're getting a haircut today?
That's right.
Didn't you have one like 2.5 weeks ago?
I told you, short window.
Let me throw this out at you, Tommy.
Go for it.
Why don't you get a shorter haircut and then it lasts longer?
Because I
save money, still look good because it's just tight.
I like it. Keep it neat and tidy.
What if I decided to force you to do a charity event and you perm your hair? What do you think about that?
I think that sounds like a nightmare and deja vu.
All right, keep it or clip it for Tommy Guns. The Oilers will not trade for another defenseman. Keep it or clip it.
You got to clip that. They're going to need another defenseman and a good one defensively. I
wonder what would be the percentage on keeping this one? Like, what would be the percentage you think 3%. On them not? Okay, so you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
What was all that 1 in a million talk? You're saying there's a slight chance. And the slight chance would be, here's the reason. Yeah, I mean, either way, it's a win-win. Because if you're not trading for another defenseman, that means Klingberg's pretty damn good.
Fantastic. I just think he's got a lot of work to do because he hasn't played in over a year. He's not known for his defensive game. Yes, he moves the puck well. Yes, if you have the puck most of the time, you know how to defend. But like those moments where you have to defend, the Oilers still need to be better at that. And listen, this is just my perception of listening to what Rashad had to say. If the Oilers are trying to convince themselves that they need more just puck movement and possession in the ozone and can somehow live without addressing when they play defense they need to improve, I think they're living in La La Land.
La La Land, he says.
That's right.
Penner's Pancake says, guys, at 50% retained, I would be all over getting Trouba if he would waive to come here. I think everybody would.
Yeah, I would. That would be fantastic. I think he would be phenomenal.
You imagine him as the fourth defenseman?
That'd be wonderful.
Oh, my God.
I just don't know if that's realistic.
Leonardo DiCaprio, bite your hand gif. It'd be good because that guy's a killer.
He's a killer.
That would be not going to happen, though.
Yeah.
All right, how about this one? Evan Bouchard's need to be prepared for the Myers cross-check. Keep it or clip it.
Keep it. You can't take out your mouth guard. Go up to a
Bouchard,
6'7" beast and go, hey, how's it going? Oh, my mouth.
If you think about it, I mean, I hope he's okay, but it is funny.
It was so, I looked at that, I was like, what is he doing?
There's everybody's in a scrum over here. You were just tied up with this guy, and you get up, you take off your mouth guard, and skate towards somebody.
And then
Bouchard.
I was like, uh-oh. What are you going to do about nothing?
Evan Bouchard, right?
And Evan Bouchard is a tall guy. He's like 6'3".
Yeah, he's not small.
No, don't take out your mouth guard, hands down, and go up to a guy who's not in a fight and his whole team's fighting and just go, hey, man, what's up? Boom!
You have to think there was the,
just grab
him, like, put your hands up or something.
If you're going to say something, don't take out the mouth. Just, like, F you, whatever you got to say to him. But do it like this, ready to engage, because you're wandering over to him. What do you think he's going to say? Hey, how are you, Evan? What a tremendous game we just played tonight.
Can you believe the way this finished?
My goodness, look at everybody fighting.
How about what's going on over there?
Whoa. Who knew?
Yeah, you got to expect something's going to happen when everybody else is involved in a cross-checking melee over here.
Oh, man.
And it was kind of like, took out the mouth guard, crossing the face, turned around and just skated away.
Well, there was oh my God. Why did he do that? I didn't see that coming.
Penner's Pancake says, if Bouchard is even capable of yelling, I just picture him with the same monotone voice, no matter the situation.
Hey, how
like
are
it
you?
just gets elevated a little bit, but it's the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you probably got to be
yourself.
a little bit ready to take a stick to the chops.
And listen, that was a total cheap shot. I hope Bouchard's okay. He's a nice guy, but damn it, man.
Face to face, though. I mean, it was right there. You got to see something. I mean, did he not expect anything physically to happen?
Look at this tiger. Oh, he's growling at me. I'm going to pet him and see how he's doing. He's going to like that.
Did you just compare Tyler Myers to a tiger? Is that what just happened?
So. I don't know.
Weird animal. I would have gone with giraffe, who I think can be very dangerous.
An ornery giraffe, ill-tempered, if you will.
Have you seen videos on TikTok where lions try to take down giraffes? They have a very strong kicking power.
Oh, yeah.
And if you see a male giraffe fight another male giraffe for the mating power of the ladies,
Do they whip?
they whip their heads at each
they
other.
got the horns.
Look like a bunch of idiots. They're like just swinging their. What else are you supposed to do? I guess, but it does look stupid.
That's the power.
Look it up today if you want.
nature.
At the end of the Reed Wilkins show, which will be from 3 to 6, EST afternoons in 5 minutes right here as well. All right, keep it or clip it. The Four Nations face-off is going to be a bit of a letdown.
Keep it. The thing that intrigues me most about the Four Nations face-off is line combinations, chemistry on Team Canada, how the goaltending will perform. Watching McDavid with McKinnon, Crosby, seeing what the defense is like. It's like it's almost like an experiment for Canada. We need to be back on top at the Olympics. I know I don't use we a lot. I generally hate it.
What do you think you're Canadian, Tommy?
What number do I wear for Canada? Just a big heart on the back. Anyway, the actual result and, you know, the storylines and all that outside of what I just outlined, I don't care about. Yeah, so.
It's interesting. The reason I brought this up and threw it in there, and hey, if you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We're 42 away from changing 100, and there's lots and lots and lots of you watching today. So do that for us. Thank you. I saw that like these aren't sold out yet.
I fully understand why, because it's weird. It's they're trying
but
to,
it's still the best. And I'm not trying to. I guess I was just surprised.
Yeah.
It's not sold out. Like, how many games is it total? 7?
I think so.
How many
'cause
games?
A couple round robin, and then
You play 3
final.
round. Yeah, I think it's 7 total
It's
games.
like a 10-day window.
You can't sell out 7 games in Hockey Mad Markets
Boston,
for this.
Montreal.
Like, I thought this would have been. Whether it's a disappointment or not, I thought they all would have been sold out immediately.
Yeah.
Do you think this is an event people would travel to?
Yeah, I think so.
People from Edmonton are going to fly to Boston or Montreal to watch these games?
Minimal
See,
amounts,
why is
but
this thing
yes.
not sold out yet then? It's weird to me.
It's I don't know, because it's weird. It's a weird event. It's awkward. It's like, well, it is kind of best on best. Canada, U.S., sure.
It's
Sweden,
best
Finland,
on best
great.
of the countries who are there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But like Russia's team would be phenomenal on paper.
Yeah,
now,
that'd be a
whether or
good
not
team.
there's cohesion, good coaching, whatever.
You mean just like every other Russian team ever?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The give a shit meter for the Russians, because that can be fluctuating. But just the sheer talent that Russia would have, I think, would be the best out of all these teams. Now, again, like there's other
Strong
factors.
goaltending.
Oh, yeah. Their third stringer would be like Bobrovsky.
Blue
it's
line's not that strong.
Vasilevsky,
But
Shesterkin. Yeah, blue line, you could probably punch holes through. But the forwards would be phenomenal. The scoring ability, goaltending, maybe could mask some of the defensive deficiencies. It is not a true best of. Germany always puts up a good fight. Switzerland has become a very good hockey nation. We've seen Latvia with some surprise good years. I think the Czechs are going through a resurgence. Slovakia
I'd
can
like to see
surprise
those
you.
teams play, man.
Those are good teams, and they're just out of it. But if you're an Oiler fan, even tomorrow for Marshall and you, when you go
Yeah.
to the game, you're going to be watching the best Oilers still in action.
Leon Draisaitl.
That's right. And Alex Ovechkin.
The best goal scorer this season versus the best goal scorer of all time.
Yep.
Tomorrow night, Rogers Place.
Forgotten.
Get your tickets at fansfirst.ca. No fees. No complaints. Guys, I really wanted to, this is from Bobby LaFrench. He says, I really wanted to go, but 2 nosebleeds is more than twice the price of Habs tickets. It's priced like the Olympics for an NHL sideshow.
Yeah.
And Hampton Steve says, Dusty, part of the reason is ticket price. Cheapest Upper Bowl ticket for U.S. and Canada game is $500 plus. For Canada, Sweden, the cheapest Upper Bowl ticket is in the $300 range. And why would you want to be there for Canada USA when you can be at the EST Fun Spiel at the Shamrock Curling Club the very same day? We'll be watching the game while curling and consuming adult beverages until we can curl no more.
And they have 6 o'clock or lager there.
They do have 6 o'clock or lager
I
there.
had some.
Hey, they also have 6 o'clock or lager in Browns and St. Albert now.
Yes.
Shout out Browns and St. Albert for hopping on board the 6 o'clocker train.
Mm-hmm.
Well done on
I've
adding
had it
another
there.
delicious beer to your list of beers. The Oilers are the best team in the NHL. Keep it or clip it.
Clip it.
They are number 1 on TSN's power rankings.
Nice. I guess technically we still work for them, sort of.
Why would they not be? Why would they not be the best team in the league? Best record in the league for over 2 months.
Yeah, and that deserves full appreciation, and we should note that. But I don't know. I think
Careful what you say. I might go full stop on you.
Washington has been consistent from day one of the season.
Yeah.
Surprisingly. Winnipeg, same thing. Winnipeg's had a few snags here or there, but overall, I would make the case that Winnipeg is still slightly better than the Oilers. And then Vegas, and the Oilers are now equal, which is great. Vegas is struggling a little bit. Edmonton's in the upper echelon. I think they're proving to people they are elite.
Yeah.
I don't think they're the best team in the league, and that's fine because
I think I would only agree with you if I say I don't know if there's a best team in the league. Like I think you just laid out 4 or 5 teams that all could make a case for best team in the league.
Absolutely.
Winnipeg has been best in the standings the entire year.
Yeah.
Washington has been extremely consistent at the top the entire season. The Edmonton Oilers have been the best team in the league for the last 2 months and have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl.
Mm-hmm.
The Montreal Canadiens have been the best team in the league for over a month now, and that doesn't make any sense to me.
No.
They probably can't be in the conversation, but still a hell of a thing to say.
Big win last night.
That's, Laine. Of course, Laine.
Of course. Nice
Brilliant.
goal.
This is a great text. Comes from a 250 number. No text handle on this person just yet. Did Bouchard ask Myers if he wanted to trade mouth guards? Hey, man, you want to try this one on? How about now? Click. Smash them. Like, oh, that is a tough one.
That is hilarious.
That is a tough one.
Well
for sure.
played. Great text.
All right, John Klingberg did speak to the media after his first skate with the Oilers today. EST Afternoons is coming up, and I'm sure the boys will have some reaction to that for you. That'll be from 1 to 3, and then the Reed Wilkins Show. Reed was down at the rink, and then this afternoon he'll be in the studio right here. So from the rink to the studio, he will be in, and we'll find out what he had to say from what he saw from Klingberg. I saw a couple videos posted, but I'm not going to overreact one way or the other.
No need.
Yeah.
They're in a good spot. Don't worry.
Yeah, let's see what ends up happening there. All right, Hernan, what's coming up on EST Afternoons? DNB, Daniel Nugent Bowman. He'll have some good takes on the cross-check stuff.
Yeah.
He wrote an article about it.
He did.
It's always write an article, then you can just copy everything you say into like other media when you go on, right? That's what you do.
Don't give away all the trade secrets.
No, but it makes sense. I mean, why wouldn't you do that? All right, Daniel Nugent Bowman coming up on EST Afternoons between 1 and 3. Lots of reaction to obviously interesting weekend around the National Football League. I will now that we've done a day, I don't have to talk about the Detroit Lions again.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Thanks, Tommy. I appreciate that.
I respect
You're a true friend. All right, that's going to do it for the Oil Stream today, brought to you by Boston Pizza, where every day in January is Pasta Tuesday. For Tommy, I'm Dusty. I'll be back with you tomorrow morning, Tales of the North at 6:30. That should be fun. We'll talk to you at 6 a.m.